and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more lighthearted. I don't really get to do a lot of videos on my channel that are not tutorials or something that's a little bit more serious, so I thought today I would just have a little bit of fun and do a bit more of a challenge video. So I thought it would be fun somehow to do a video editing a beauty photograph with my laptop trackpad. So I just want to put this out there first. I know that there are people out there who do use a trackpad for editing, and all power to those people. Don't come for me. I haven't edited with something like that or even a mouse in a very long time. So for me, it's actually a huge challenge to edit with a trackpad, and especially for a beauty photograph where, you know, there's stuff like dodging and burning and all that sort of thing, which is going to be very difficult, I'm sure. So I just want to put that out there. I know there's people that really do a great job of editing with a trackpad, but look, I'm probably not going to be one of those people. Let's get into the video. I want to prove to you guys that I'm not using my graphics tablet. So this is my graphics tablet right here. It is not plugged in. So we have this particular image here. I've chosen this image on purpose because I know it's going to be really difficult for me to do. There's a lot of skin within the image, so there's going to be quite a bit of skin retouching, and this video is going to have to be chopped up because I feel like I'm just going to spend a lot of time on this photo otherwise. I'm actually going to do a bit of dodging and burning now, like I usually would. I'm just going to bring up my action for dodging and burning like I usually do, just on the right hand side here. And first off, we're just going to go to the background copy layer, and I'm going to use the spot healing brush tool to start removing some of the excess makeup that's on the skin tone and just any pimples, blemishes, that sort of thing. Oh wow, this is like a bit of a struggle already. I don't really have a steady hand, so I feel like I'm going to find this to be quite difficult. So I'm just going to remove some of the hairs as well, just a bit further up. I'm going to just move. Oh, God. Do you ever just like use the spot healing brush tool sometimes and just kind of hope for the best? Patch tool too. Like, you just don't quite know what it's ever going to look like once you've finished patching or healing, and you just kind of like hope for the best. That's me right now. This is just really quite difficult to move the brush over. And the thing is, it's going to be really hard for me to fix if I make a mistake. So I think we've kind of done a bit of patching and healing there. So I think that is good. Oh God. I think that's good for now. And now we're going to move on to dodging and burning, which is the fun part. So I'm going to go to my dodging layer, and I'm going to bring up my paintbrush. And I'm going to move the flow to 1% to start off with, because that's what I would do anyway with my graphics tablet. But obviously I don't have any pressure sensitivity with my trackpad. So we are just going to go for a 1% flow on white and start painting in the areas that we need to. I was right. This is actually going to take me probably 8 years to finish. I feel like you can just like see my hand like going back and forth. Like there's not much technique to this at all, unfortunately, right now. Look, I've got to change a plan. I'm going to move the flow up to 10% because this is going to take me like at least a week to finish this photo if I put it at 1% flow. So just to put it at 10%, and we're just going to move this over the darker areas that need to be brightened a little bit. Oh God, pretty sure I'm getting carpal tunnel syndrome at the moment. This is like enormous pressure on my wrist. I feel like a 2-year-old child trying to color in between the lines right now. This is, you know, like as a child when you have like a really unsteady hand when it comes to like drawing and writing your name and things like that. That's kind of, I just feel like I'm back to basics right now. We're just going to do our best with this, you know. There is nothing serious about this video at all. Please do not save this to your tutorial lists because this is going to be a pretty awful tutorial, I think, in the end. Okay, we're gonna like leave that for a second, and I'm going to go to the burn tool this time and make my brush a bit bigger, and we're going to start sort of filling in this patchiness on the side here. Alright, okay, we're going to go back to 1% flow now because that's just too heavy for the burn tool of what I need it for at the moment. So we're going to just kind of fill in that area. I feel like I'm really getting aggressive with my laptop right now. It just feels like a very intense thing to be doing, and like just trying to color it in. Okay, maybe I went a bit too far there. I think the key with this is actually being quite light-handed, but it's sort of hard to be light-handed when you don't have sensitivity. So we're just kind of doing the best that we can at the moment. Back to dodge, and I'm just gonna kind of move. Okay, we're gonna go to 10% again. And move it in this area here. Bigger brush this time. And just kind of sweeping it. And I'm just gonna keep switching between dodge and burn just to kind of blend the highlights a little bit more so they don't look too stark. Actually, my laptop has quite a regular habit of having my trackpad freeze, and I've got no cursor, so I'm kind of waiting for that to happen at the moment. If that does happen, we may not get this photo finished. Okay, so I'm just gonna go straight into the eye now and start lightening that area up. Okay, so just lightening the whites up a little bit, and then, oh God. And then we're going to lighten the iris as well. Just lighten it on the other side too. Okay, so a little before and after here. So you can see we've kind of made a bit of a difference. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking great, but it's okay. I'm gonna actually just lighten up this area beneath the eye. And we're just gonna tweak the makeup as well. I'm gonna run the burn tool just along the lash line just to kind of help the makeup stand out a little bit. And we're gonna move the flow up a bit. I feel like this is a really good sign of the times right now. Like, I mean, with COVID and everything going on in the world right now, this is kind of like the kind of content that I'm creating. I get that bored that I start making videos on how to edit with your trackpad. That's not the case, actually. I just really wanted to do something that was fun today. I am loving doing tutorials, but sometimes I just kind of want to do something that's not intentional or not like super serious. So this is kind of fun in a weird, frustrating kind of way. Okay, so I'm just gonna run the burn tool over the eyebrows. And you know what, I think we're doing pretty well here considering what I have to deal with right now. I'm not gonna lie though, I infinitely do prefer using a tablet. I'm not gonna go into super big detail here because I genuinely think I'm gonna be here for a very long time, and you guys are gonna be here for a very long time. So we are just gonna do things with a bit of a shortcut today, and just so they look decent. I do actually have a little shortcut that I will show you guys, and it's gonna be in softening some parts of the skin texture in the image because I'm gonna be here for a long time if I have to use my trackpad to get rid of some of the peach fuzz and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna show you guys a little trick with that. We're gonna definitely take a bit of a shortcut there. So actually this is kind of turning into a bit of a tutorial, isn't it? I'm actually giving you some maybe decent tips for using a trackpad. So you know what, you guys will be fine. If your tablet ever dies, or your mouse, whatever you guys use, you'll be fine. For the peach fuzz bits, I'm gonna get a new layer up and use my paintbrush. And using a big brush, I'm gonna select kind of a color, a darker color, just in the crease of the cheekbone here. And then making sure the flow's still low at 3%, I'm just gonna start brushing over that area. Just so we kind of get more of an even skin tone. And I'm gonna use different colors in different areas and kind of continue doing that. And that's actually gonna soften the peach fuzz as well, just at the sides. Because if we do dodging and burning, it's gonna be a very long video. And you can always soften this layer later and choose a different opacity. So comment down below if you guys use a trackpad. Seriously, like I wanna give you props because it's crazy difficult to do. It's also very tedious. So you guys who do that, it's pretty cool if so. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys what that layer's actually done. It's a very cheeky layer, which I don't tend to do a lot because I think it's not a great factor for quality in an image, but look, I do it from time to time as a bit of a shortcut for certain types of images. So look, that's worked how I wanted it to. I'm just going to move the opacity down a little bit though, just so we get a bit more texture showing through. We don't want to like kind of get rid of it all. Okay, so my camera just died, but that's okay because we've got most of the footage that we need so far. And look, there's really not much that you've missed anyway. Most of these techniques I'd probably not recommend for anyone. Going back to just softening some of the skin texture though. So just going to keep softening some parts, especially around the eye area here, just with those shadows. And gonna just kind of move them over. And yes, this is cheating, let's be real. Okay, so I'm actually pretty happy with that overall though. So I'm gonna do a quick before and after because, you know, why not? So that is the before and then that is the after. So like, I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. I feel like I'm pretty proud of that so far. I'm just gonna kind of like fill in a few more spots here with dodging just to make sure it's a bit smoother. And then I'm actually going to do some global dodging and burning now. So we were sort of focused on the local dodging and burning, and now we are going to start to make the brush size a bit bigger. And I'm going to go over the really highlighted areas and the really shadowed areas and kind of like bring them a little bit more out. So just kind of like same technique I've been using this whole time, just clicking and dragging. Okay, so I'm gonna get the burn tool now, doing the same thing, going over some of the darker areas of the image. I feel like this is not turning out too badly. Like I feel like it could be a lot worse. Just kind of like burning in and around the makeup again, kind of giving it that grunge look that we want. And I think there was just a few little spots down here that I'm going to remove with the spot healing brush tool. So I think that is my finished skin edit. Look, I'm going to do another before and after, guys. This is not, I would say, my quality of my usual work, but it is something that I'm semi-proud of, considering I used my trackpad to do so. So the next thing we're going to do is a color grade. This is obviously going to be a lot easier because, well, sometimes I don't even use my graphics tablet to color grade. I might just use my trackpad to bring up my layers. So I'm just going to bring up a black and white layer and give the skin tone a little bit more depth. So I'll switch the blending mode to luminosity on that too. And we're going to bring that down, the yellows and the reds, just to kind of like give it more depth. And I'm actually going to bring up another black and white layer just to kind of soften the saturation there. Great. So that is done. And I'm actually going to bring up a selective color too. I do find that although the black and white layer works really well with giving the skin tone depth, it does tend to make it quite saturated with the yellows and reds. So we're just going to move down the yellows and then the reds as well. But then I'm going to put a photo filter on just to finish it off. I'm not going to do like a full color grade. I just want to find something that kind of looks good. So I'm feeling like at the moment, maybe the sepia kind of looks good. And then I might just bring down the selective color a little bit. And the sepia, we'll see what the blending modes maybe do with that one. So just turn that to screen and then move the opacity down, turn that on and off. Kind of like how that looks. So doing another before and after, guys. So this is the before and this is the after. So I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out, considering I used a trackpad. Let's like look a little bit closer here so you guys can have a bit of a close up. So look, there's just some texture there that usually I wouldn't enjoy seeing if I was doing this with my graphics tablet. Obviously, we've done our best. And like I said, for a lot of people out there, this is the tool of choice for them. They do not have a graphics tablet or they might be too expensive. So this is how a lot of people edit out there, which I'm actually insanely impressed by because this is a very tedious process. Not something that I would enjoy doing, I would say, on a regular basis. But as I said, sometimes it just comes down to practice and what you know and what you prefer to use. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. I know it was a bit strange, maybe a little bit different for my channel, but I kind of like doing something that was just a little bit less stressful for me to do. Tutorials can be a little bit stressful in the fact that I have to edit a lot, and this was kind of like easygoing and kind of fun for me to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to do more videos that are a little bit more carefree. If you guys have any tips for editing with a trackpad, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'm sure there's probably people out there that would love to know tips on that. Hey, like, I would love to know for next time. If I ever have no graphics tablet and I have to edit with a trackpad and no mouse as well, I'd love to know some tips. So you know what? Feel free to send them through. So thanks again guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!